Hey, happy Wednesday morning, Karma Yogis. It's Catherine here for an Instagram Live. We call it Karma Conversations. And today we're going to meet Elise Bowerman, who is head of Sweet Momma Yoga and bringing her amazing program to Karma. So let's get her on here, and thanks for joining us. Good morning. Thanks for coming on with us today.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I so appreciate being here.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to have this discussion because one of my favorite things is, as I told you, is prenatal yoga. And when you reached out with your beautiful program to bring it to Karma, it was like an answer or a dream come true because I can't be there all year round now to teach the prenatal. And we had said that as being a mom, I've raised 3 sons. It's just so important for young women having their families to nurture them during this time. And we'll go into more detail with that. But first, I just want to welcome Elise Bowerman to our show today, our Karma Conversations. And your company is Sweet Momma Yoga.
Yes. And so you can follow me at Sweet Momma Yoga too.
Great. Tell us a little bit of background of yourself, like how you came into yoga and teaching, and then how you moved into prenatal yoga.
Yeah. Thanks for asking. And of course, like all of our stories, it's really long. So to condense it really short, I've always been a mover. I grew up as a dancer and got my bachelor's degree in dance and minored in psychology. And my intention was to pursue a master's in dance movement therapy, to use movement and psychology as a form of therapy and well-being. That didn't end up, I graduated with my bachelor's, but then getting to my master's, something always kept me back, like just an excuse of some sort. And I practiced and actually did my senior thesis on how yoga can help dancers, because I was practicing yoga and dancing. And my professors were like, what are you doing? What did you do yesterday or this morning? Before they could see the difference immediately. And I was like, I'm just taking a yoga class. and that was, I graduated in 2004. So there was no research on dance and yoga and how yoga can impact our lives on so many levels. So I knew that there was something there and that was untapped. And then eventually in 2007, I got my 200-hour teacher training certificate and then got pregnant. And in 2009, started teaching prenatal yoga because that's what we all did, right? In Southeast Michigan was if you were pregnant, you teach prenatal yoga. And as a mover, I was really comfortable with that. And I'm a researcher by trade and nature. My mom was an example of being a researcher. And so I really loved it and enjoyed it. And it just kept falling into my lap of teaching prenatal yoga and postnatal yoga. And I felt the benefits for myself and my pregnancies and the difficult transition of not only having a changing body, but a changing life. No one can properly prepare. We can never be properly prepared for parenthood. And because there's just so many unknowns and everyone's story is unique. And then not only that personal life, but professional life too, of do I go back to full-time, part-time? What do I do? And how do I make peace with all these decisions that are coming about? And so I felt like prenatal yoga and then the mom and baby yoga classes were just so comforting to be around a circle of birth givers and women who are going through the same stage of life. It doesn't matter how old you are, but just that specialness. And so in 14 or 15, I dedicated my teaching to only pregnancy and postpartum. Although I do, of course, still teach and have privates with women who are in their 60s, and I, practice with my husband and my dad and my brother. But business-wise and marketing-wise, it is focused on those sensitive years of transition. And as women, we go through a few big transitions, right?
Yeah. But they don't tell us when we're in our 20s.
No, yeah.
So you have 2 children, right?
Yeah, I have a 11-year-old fifth grader who's going to be going into middle school in the fall, which is crazy.
Isn't it?
It's nuts. I mean, he went to the orthodontist yesterday, and the girl who was helping us, or the woman who was helping us, she's like, yeah, she's like, I'm 27. She's like, I'm trying to, figure out what, where her and her partner are gonna go and do and live. And I was like, I really feel like I'm still 27 so often until I'm around somebody who's 27.
Right.
And I just turned 40. And so, that impact of 40 is here. And then I have a 9-year-old daughter named Lily. And yeah, so it's just crazy because I still feel very pulled to, and I think it's unique. Like you still are really passionate about prenatal yoga, and to be out of that phase of life, but still be called to it and drawn to it is a calling in itself. And it's like part of, my dharma on this planet is to hold space and help that sensitive time in life and precious time in life, as maybe you do too.
Thank you for sharing that. I never felt like when I teach prenatal yoga that it was so much about the yoga, but more about bringing these new souls into the world.
Yes.
I mean, these are the future souls of the planet that these mamas and dads are bringing in. And so if as Gurmukha said, if a woman seeks out yoga during pregnancy, it's usually a soul that wants parents that are practicing yoga and very conscious and awakened. And so there's a reason why we gravitate to yoga while pregnant, especially even during times like, oh my goodness, this past year. And we're just coming more and more into spiritual times in our lives.
Completely. Yeah. And I'm doing a lot of research and connecting with prenatal bonding. And so that started in Germany, and they have, evidence-based research now. And it's growing in America very slowly, but growing throughout the world. And that complete concept that, letting go of the Newtonian understanding of our human lives and connecting with the collective conscious, and that we are bringing angels and spirits to the planet. And our parents did that for us, and they might not have had, that deep vulnerability within themselves to connect to that part of themselves. And yeah, so like, it's like, if you're coming to me, like I say, if you're coming to me, you're ready to, unfold some layers and open yourself up to the energy field around you and the energy of this baby, because it is different than yours, and they have their own agenda and plan, and to connect with that, and to feel that internal voice. And I didn't realize how many people are not tapped into their internal voice, their own, let alone tapping into the babies or, baby or babies. And until I, got into the yoga practice, and especially more of the spiritual practice of yoga. And I just thought it was so sad, that there is a huge disconnect in so many women, that is really naturally there, and it's there with men too, and everybody. But we generally are more tapped into that. And the babies, sorry, I just go on rants.
No, I want you to. I love it.
I could talk about this all day.
I know.
Yeah. But babies, the third eye chakra, that conscious taking in all the energy, the senses of mom, is right there at conception. Like, that's what's opened up first. And so that intuition, and it can be shut down rather quickly. And we, speaking for the collective, like, I think all of us at some point in time have shut our own selves down out of protection, right? And as parents and birth givers coming into this phase of life, it's really important to reopen that if it has been walled off, and noticing and honoring, if that was a protection that was needed at that time, and if it's actually needed now.
And as they say, as a mother lives, so shall she birth. But I used to say to my students, as a mother lives, so shall she parent. So it's really getting these young parents to understand, to have that loving, that calmness, and not feel like we have to direct our children and what they need to do from our projections. I loved watching what each three of my children did moved into life. I never tried to get in the way of their destiny.
Yeah.
And that's what we learn through yoga, is to just allow every soul that comes in their own destiny. And it's so easy as parents to be like, oh, no, you can't do that. You won't make money, or however, this old paradigm of thinking. So it's really so beneficial for parents to be practicing yoga and meditating while pregnant with this new soul and during raising them. It really also models self-care. And as parents, it's one of the best things we can teach our children is, I'm doing this, I'll be a better parent for you, and so on.
Completely agree. Yeah. I've always had that open conversation with my kids about, mom's going, to do this, go to practice, or just, I need some alone time, like leave me alone. And then, and it's like afterwards, like, okay, now I'm here or whatever. And then we kind of circle back to that and be like, don't you, do you see how I'm calmer now?
Yeah.
I just needed some time. And it teaches healthy boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah. And we lead so much by example. There are many me's in so many ways, and our shadows and our light. Yeah.
So you're moving Sweet Momma Yoga over to Karma Yoga starting May 6th, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Yeah. So thank you for welcoming me in. And as you know, I've been practicing at Karma Yoga for, I think it's about 6 years. We moved from Novi over to Bloomfield Hills about 6 years ago. And I've always known Karma Yoga, the reputation that you have, and the teachers that I've practiced with the other teachers at other studios too. And so I was so thrilled to move over to this side of town and to drop my kids off at school and swing over to practice, and to be part of the teaching community now is a huge honor and a privilege. So thank you.
You're welcome. We're excited.
Yeah. And, for my moms that know me from Livonia, I was over there for 7 years, and it's just a shift that has been needed to happen. And I really I'm going to miss, I already do because I haven't been teaching in a year. I'm going to miss that community, but Jess Duffy is taking my spot and taking care of them over in Livonia. So they're in great hands too. Yeah. But I love the location where Karma is, and the location to me, it's a lot closer.
It's all important. And everything changes in life. If there's one thing we know, everything changes. So.
Yeah. And, COVID and stay at home and, everything, it's just really reprioritized so much in all of our lives. And I was like, I just need to teach somewhere closer, and to put myself out there and to ask you if it would be okay if I came over. And the new space that you have in Bingham Farms, oh my goodness.
Ooh,
it is lovely.
Isn't amazing? Like, I'm so glad the universe pushed me out to move, because I probably wouldn't have done it otherwise. It's a big deal.
No, why would you? Yeah, it's huge.
And
why would you?
It's better than we could have imagined.
It really is. And it just is so amazing that we can still fit 15 bodies inside, still at 6 feet apart, and be comfortably social distance and practice in person. Like, that is really amazing. Because I know a lot of spaces, it's really small right now because of keeping socially distant. So that is the space is grand and lovely.
And it's really light and airy and fresh and clean, because we, remodeled completely and moved in. And we have 6 windows, beautiful windows that open, which is so unusual because now we're in an office building, so we get that ability. And we even have a side door, which we can prop open in the warm months, so we get this beautiful airflow as well. And I bought 3 state-of-the-art HEPA filter purifiers, so the air is recirculated every 15 minutes completely. And this is a top standard for COVID safety practices. We do all the COVID safety protocols still. Masks are worn. Everybody's just used to that now, and it's not a big deal. I forget I even have a mask on when I'm practicing in the room. And We check your temperature, you answer questions. We're not letting down any of those protocols until, we're directed by the higher ups. So we've stayed safe ever since we've reopened. No COVID.
That's so great. Yeah. Way to go. You're doing it right. And it's so nice. I've been practicing in there too, and it just feels good. And like you said, you just kind of get used to having your mask on. And I should have brought one with me today, but I have one of those plastic coverings, that goes over the mouth and nose. And so it keeps the mask a little bit further away. So that's kind of nice too. And it's really easy to talk in with when teaching too, because I'll start like spitting and sweating when I just sit and talk.
Right. I know. And mamas, we do keep the room really comfortable for you, right? So if you're practicing yoga and you're wearing a mask, don't worry. We're going to keep it really comfortable and cool.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm so cognizant, as are you, of this isn't going to be like your workout. This is tuning into yourself, moving the body in a gently, safely, but still challenging and effective way, so that you feel like you got something done and accomplished, at the same time really decompressed from the pressures of the day and all the things that are on your mind.
Right. And then we have beautiful new ceiling fans too. So the air circulation is amazing in this new space. And I couldn't do any of that in the old space. It was very limited. So here we are. What a gift.
Yeah.
So you're going to start sessions. You're going to do sessions starting Thursday night, May 6th. And if you clicked on the Mind Body schedule for Karma Yoga, you'll see Elise's class, Sweet Mama Yoga, and you click that and it'll take you to register through your website.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. So thank you for putting that up on your side. But all the registrations come through Sweet Mama Yoga. And so once you register and save your spot, you'll receive a confirmation email from me that has a few more details and just a gentle reminder about a day or so ahead of time that your prenatal yoga session is coming up. And it'll send you a reminder every Wednesday, so that you can remember on Thursday to come to prenatal yoga. Yeah. Because as moms, we forget.
Oh, I know. There's so much going on. And I was putting it in our calendar, and you're just continuously every 6 weeks doing a session. There's one, maybe 4 week, I forget.
Yeah, in December, just between Thanksgiving and then winter break, like Christmas to New Year's, that 1 week off. But yeah, it's just continuous and ongoing. So you start coming to prenatal, and we do it. So we start doing prenatal yoga as soon as you feel ready to and comfortable to get out and go. And everyone's at a different phase of pregnancy, which makes it really special and unique. So if you're early, you get to see what the ladies are doing later on. And if you're further along in pregnancy, you get the reminder of what and maybe how you felt at the beginning of pregnancy when you're like, oh, I just want a baby bump, but I don't have it yet. And then in no time you do, and everything in between. So there's a lot of different movements and self-care going on in the practice itself. And you keep attending until baby arrives earthside. So there's no end date until you actually graduate with baby, earthside. And the whole point of the practice is to help you through pregnancy and help support you through birthing, no matter how you birth, whether it's abdominal or vaginal. You have tools and familiarity with these movements and breathing exercises to carry you through. And I do sessions instead of drop-ins or like a package, because there's a million reasons to not show up to practice, especially in pregnancy. So sessions work best for busy moms to just set that self-care every Thursday night. You're coming to see me and meet with the other moms. And then because we're in sessions, we build on material each week. So you get more and more familiar with the practice instead of me repeating things because someone's brand new in week 6, right? That doesn't happen. Someone will be brand new in week 1 or week 2 if they missed week 1. And so we build on and we have that comfort of the community, our kula of like-minded birth givers who are looking and ready for more, to dive deeper beyond just a fitness routine and a workout. And And so that session really solidifies friendships, relationships, and then that carries over. Maybe you share, exchange phone numbers, emails, and then connect with our online community too.
Yep. I love the fact that the moms, they come before and stay after and socialize and connect. And I always love hearing their conversations about where they're birthing or this or that. And I would listen and I'm like, oh my gosh, things have really changed since I had babies.
They have. And it's like, even if somebody birthed a year or two ago, things already changed. Like, there's always a new device of some sort, usually not necessary, but it's fun and nice to have. And you know, like Metro Detroit, Michigan is really a great place to birth. We're really blessed to live in Metro Detroit with all of our options: home birth, hospital birth, birth center birth. And a lot of the OBGYNs are furthering their own education and self-study in the birth world, such as prenatal bonding, such as the benefits of midwifery, you know, so it's, you know, and how they can use some of those elements into their OB practices and gentle cesarean birth, or family-centered birth. So we have so many options in our community here, and to know that, and we usually don't know until we're around a circle of people who are exploring different options, and we go, oh, I didn't know that existed, or I had a choice, or I could switch providers, or you know, all these sort of things. You're
going to be such a wealth of information to the new moms, because most, as you said, most prenatal students are first-time moms. Although I did have a lot of repeats too, but first-time moms. And so you're going to be such a wealth of information and comfort to them. And you're doing sessions, you're building that, as you said, that community, that safe space for them together. It said, I was just going through our notes, because you have an online private Facebook group access as well. I like that.
Yeah. So we're almost to 500 members, and almost all of them have practiced with me. And if they haven't practiced with me personally, they've practiced with other Sweet Momma Yoga graduates, teaching prenatal and postnatal. So it's everyone who's on a similar page, wants to know more, is curious, and birth stories are shared, questions asked, you know, options. Has anyone explored, you know, how do you wean your baby? You know, you know, how do I get my baby to not sleep with me anymore? You know, all those things when we're ready for transitions. Where do you go? And our community, I have to say, I feel like I just kind of chime in every now and then to help hold the space, but really the community itself and some of the teachers that are on it, they really help to hold that space and create that security of no question is dumb, no answer is dumb, you know, and you're not wrong. We have never had an issue, knock on wood, with anyone. So even on heated topics that can be really sensitive, because we're all passionate about how we parent or believe, you know, things that we believe in, we can still be supportive and just share options and be like, this worked for me because, and that's how our group rolls. And it's really fun to witness and be there with them.
What a nice, another added layer to your program. It's amazing. And I hope that we can discuss like future postnatal classes and baby and me classes, because I taught those too. And I just love that, because we need that afterwards. Boy, do we need that afterwards. The pregnancy is the easy part.
We do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like a whole nother game afterwards. And just kind of like the wedding day, you know, everyone focuses on the wedding day, but it's like, man, like you're with this person, you know, how are you going to cope?
And so my chair on that one. But it's true.
It's very similar. And so I would definitely like to get going on Mom and Baby, or Baby and Me yoga, as an addition, because it's so needed. And unfortunately, what I found is, you know, that's what the moms want. Like they're not that into or interested in going back to like their own prenatal yoga or, into their own practice, like even though they'll like love karma and they'll love the space and everything, to get out by themselves is a harder element. So having baby with them is easier.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
I loved it because everybody just stopped and nursed or did whatever they needed to do. It didn't matter. Come back into the flow when you're ready, change a diaper. It's super laid back, and you want a space like that. Completely. So how many spaces do you have available for the first session so far?
So we have 10 more spots left. So we have 5 people who secured their spots. And so thank you for those of you who've already signed up. I'm really excited. But we have 10 spots left. And then once it's sold out, it's sold out. So then save your spot for the next session. Okay. And yeah. So what I'll do is after this video posts on the Karma page here on Instagram, we'll list all the details again. Just how so everybody knows how to sign up and they can reach out to you with any questions and so on. Yeah. DM me, comment below this feed. Yeah. I'm here to answer any questions and concerns. And I know you are too, Catherine. Yeah. And please share this video with your friends and followers. Spread the word on prenatal yoga coming to Karma Thursday, May 6th. We're really excited. Is there anything else you want to add that we didn't cover? No, I feel like we got the main points across. All the important stuff, or stuff that I think is important, right? Yeah. I know somebody's going to say, what about this? So, yeah. And that's what we'll be here for in the comments. Right. Exactly. And please reach out. And I get to sub sometimes. So I'm really excited this summer. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. My pleasure. It's so much fun. Well, thanks, Elise, for coming on. And I know we'll talk soon. I'll see you in a few weeks when I return to Michigan for 5 months. So here we go. Sweet Momma Yoga starting Thursday, May 6th. Thanks, Catherine, and safe travels back to Michigan. Okay, thank you. See you soon. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.